Hello and welcome. Carrie here from Healing Humanity, the power of a proper human diet. Today I'm thankful, grateful, blessed to welcome Rebekah and Adam to the channel. Welcome, guys. How's it going?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic, Carrie.
Awesome. So, Rebekah, I'm excited to have you on the channel. I wish we would have done this earlier, actually, but I'm glad we're doing it now. Your story is a very large part of the documentary we've been working on. And you had us out to your house and we filmed you and we captured your story, but it's been a while since we chatted. And we have a new trailer, and you're actually a big part of the trailer. We filmed 60 people all over the world. But your voice in the trailer is one of the more prominent ones, and you haven't seen it yet, right?
I have not. I'm so excited. I might cry.
Awesome. I love it. I'm excited that we get to watch it with you for the first time, and hopefully you like it.
I will.
We shared it with Dr. Barry's channel yesterday, and that was kind of surreal going on his channel. That's one of the ways I found carnivore, was watching a ton of Dr. Barry videos, but he hadn't seen it either. So it was kind of interesting getting to watch it with him and for the first time on his channel, but he seemed to like it. So maybe Rebekah, if you could, for those that aren't familiar with your story, could you tell us a little bit about your journey and what sort of led you to the space?
Yeah, absolutely. So I really ran into health issues early on in life. I was diagnosed with osteoporosis in the 6th grade, severe mood disorders in the 7th grade. And then I ran into chronic pain, really severe chronic pain. And doctors never gave me solutions. They gave me medications like Adderall, clonazepam, Ambien. And I just hit a wall where I realized these aren't helping me. I've got to find something different. So I really dug into keto, which is what I knew at the time, and it helped. It definitely helped, mitigated a lot of symptoms, but I continued to decline. And at some point, I started losing unreal amounts of weight. I could not keep the weight on. Took years for me to finally be diagnosed with chronic C. diff. And so I actually got down to 69 pounds at 5'6", and it almost took my life. But on top of that, I had over 10 autoimmune diseases. I had chronic Lyme disease. I had SIRS. I was diagnosed with SIRS. And then I still had all the mood disorders. And so I was knocking on death's door. And I just took the leap and did the transition from keto to carnivore. And it was really just removing those last few keto foods that were very high in oxalate. That's all I needed to start absorbing nutrients again and heal and seal my gut. And so I did the Lion diet for 1 year. Every single diagnosis was reversed. I don't just mean remission where it's under a certain number. It's 0 antibodies, thyroid in perfect condition. I had Hashimoto's. I was diagnosed with Addison's. These are real crest scleroderma, life-threatening situation, completely reversed within 1 year. And then right past the year mark, I got my period back after 16 years of no cycle, got pregnant, have a thriving baby boy. I'm pregnant with number 2 now. And I'm just sharing the message of hope. That's what this is all about.
That's amazing. Would you ever have imagined in a million years all of these health issues and suffering was just your nutrition?
No. And I have always been passionate about nutrition. I never ate the standard American diet. I grew up in a fairly low sugar household. So I knew that nutrition was important. But I was never taught about anti-nutrients. I was never taught that vegetables can actually be a bad thing. So there's just so much more to uncover. And it's wild that really our gut health is rooted in a lot of these things, as well as central nervous system, which can be regulated and supported through nutrition. It's all connected.
So this has really saved your life, given you a second chance at life. Like, you were on the precipice there. Has it changed your, I guess, professional life, like your career, what you're doing for a living, things like that?
I was on disability. I was out of work. I was nearly homeless. I was not in contact with my own family. They thought I had an eating disorder. So it wasn't just my life. It was my relationships with those closest to me. It was any chance of even holding a job. It's everything. And now I'm literally a new person. I'm a different person. The person before would not have any type of courage to be on camera sharing a story like this. do one-on-one coaching. I didn't have that capacity. And I know you guys can relate. Things don't get under my skin like they used to. And I can actually pour into my relationships instead of just suck out of them, because that's the type of person I was, unfortunately. I was so hindered with my health and anxiety and mood disorders. I couldn't live a normal life. So it really has been life-giving for sure.
It's amazing. That's been one of the big things. Adam and I have been traveling around filming so many people, and for so many various health issues. And it should be just remarkable alone that they're overcoming those immediate health issues. But a lot of people say the same thing that you just did. Like, I feel like I'm alive now. I feel like I'm living for the first time. And a lot of people almost feel cheated. Like, I went all of those years where I could have been feeling this good, and I was in that brain fog and the fatigue, and I was just kind of going along with things, and I never realized I could feel this good.
Absolutely. I hear that a lot as well. And I consider myself very fortunate to have gone through as much as I did at a young age, because I'm in my 30s now. I still have, I'm in my childbearing years. I'm so glad that I pulled it all together during the really richest time of my life.
Yeah. I had someone ask me the other day, like, it was kind of weird, but are you jealous of anyone? And I'm like, I thought about it for a while. I'm like, I'm so calm and everything's great on carnivore, but my answer is I'm jealous of people that still have young children at home. It's just such a
Mm,
blessing. And so you have David,
yeah.
who we filmed with you for the documentary, and now you're expecting another one. What's it
Yes.
like for you, like being a mother and being able to have children healthy and feeding them a proper human diet?
Yeah.
What's that been
It's
like?
incredible. It's incredible. This is what brings tears to my eyes, because that's something, honestly, I had lost hope for. I was like, God, please heal me. Let me live. Let me restore my relationships. But then I was able to get pregnant and breastfeed and donate gallons of milk to women in the area because I'm an overproducer. Never would have imagined that. And even my hardest days as a mom are the easiest times, compared to even a good day back then. There are no bad moments. It's all just such a blessing. So I am really soaking it up, because with baby number 2 coming, David's growing up. He's only 1.5, but I feel like he's getting so big. So I am soaking it all up for sure.
That's awesome. And you're a great example to others out there, because so many mothers or expecting mothers or someone that wants to have their first baby, they want to do everything properly and right, but there's so many mixed messages out there. And I really don't think
Yeah,
there's anything better that you can do than eat a proper human diet, fuel your body properly for that pregnancy.
absolutely. It's so underrated.
Yeah.
The nutrition piece, I mean, a lot of people talk about David like he's super advanced. He's so smart. I'm like, this is the way children are supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's proper nutrition. He is special, don't get me wrong, but I 100% believe it was my nutrition while I was pregnant with him and the way he eats now. He's an animal-based baby. It's tons of meat, tons of fat, maybe some berries. And I think every child has that potential. I believe it 100%.
That was another thing we've learned going on this journey, talking to several parents of children. And they say, obviously, I'm the parent, so I love the child. It's going to sound
Yeah.
biased, but they're like, if I take an objective step back and look at this, my child is further along than their peers. They're outperforming them in sports, athletics, academics, everything. I've heard it over and over again. And it makes sense. And also, when you look at the polar opposite, oh, my kid has the terrible twos. They're bouncing off the wall, all of this. And it's
Right.
like, well, look, they're eating sugar. They're not getting proper sleep. Everything is kind of messed up. It's kind of sad that 2-year-olds get the blame. Like, oh, terrible
It's a
twos.
crime. I just feel so bad because they don't have any control. What really breaks my heart is obese infants. Like, how could you be so ignorant or even arrogant? It just blows my mind. And that's becoming more and more normal. So that's why I'm so passionate and grateful for what you guys are doing, because you're spreading the message in a way that people can digest and honestly can't deny the power of nutrition, even if it causes someone to just maybe reassess your seed oils. You don't have to go full carnivore. Just accept the fact that nutrition plays such a powerful role. And that's amazing. That's life-changing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always say that to people too. It's like some parents can't wrap their brain around carnivore for their kids, but it's like, get them off the cereal, bacon and eggs for breakfast, baby steps, just
Yeah.
move a little bit in the right direction. Doesn't have
Yeah.
to be so extreme.
Yeah.
Rebekah, I want to ask you a little bit more. I've got some other questions about you coaching and working with people and what that's been like. But maybe first, if we could, we'll show our first trailer for Healing
Sounds
Humanity.
great.
All right, here we go. So just for those that are joining right now, we're going to show the new trailer, the brand new trailer in a little bit. But first, this is our first trailer. Amazingly, a lot of people haven't seen this. It's been a while since we published it. So this is the first one here.
You know, I've been a doctor for nearly 30 years now.
We've all been misled for so long.
They gave me pills for anxiety, they gave me pills for depression.
Our bodies are so deficient and so malnourished that of course you're going to get diseases, of course you're going to get sick.
I believe that I may have caused my cancer.
It is no way to live. It's a nightmare.
I was just so hopeless for so many years. It just kills me to know that the answer was out there the whole time.
You know, just because you put something in your mouth and chew it doesn't make it food. Food is species specific.
We can sit back and we can say the bloody doctors, it's not their fault. They were trained and they're doing what they were trained to do.
The thing that really pisses me off is that the people that we should have been able to trust, the literal organizations that we look up to protect us, are the people who have done the majority of the misleading.
I'm 82 years old, which is just a chronological number. So you put the right fuel in the engine and the engine works.
I've now transitioned from a disease manager to a disease healer. I've transitioned from a drug dealer to a healer.
3 weeks ago, I didn't know this man, Bill, from Alaska. Bill is 700 pounds and he's been stuck in his house for 4 years. You nervous?
I'm nervous, scary. You know, I live in Alaska, the most incredible place on the planet. I had to have a toilet put, a few feet from my bed, which I can barely walk to as is. I have not been outside in over 4 years. This is life or death for me. I'm sorry, Karen. I'm sorry about that.
Here.
Man,
Thanks, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now, for the first time in a long, long time, I'm looking towards the future, which I've not had in such a long, long time. And it's just the most incredible feeling.
Oh my gosh. Wrecked.
Yeah,
That's
that
so
Bill gets
amazing.
a lot of people. Bill gets a lot of people.
Where's Bill at now, Carrie?
Yeah, so I gotta cue up the song. I'm half the man I used to be. Bill started at 700 pounds. He's now down, because that trailer is a little bit older. He's now down nearly 350 pounds, half of where he started from. And,
Wow.
yeah, he was the first person we filmed for the documentary, and he's become like a best friend. I talk to him every day. In fact, my wife and girls and I, we just went to visit him, not for the documentary, just because he's like Uncle Bill.
That's
but
awesome.
that was in the beginning, and then we went back 1 year later, which was after that trailer. And people have to watch the documentary to see that part, but that part is Bill going out into the beauty of Alaska for the first time in years.
Wow, that could be a movie in itself.
Yeah,
Also,
you know,
Maggie,
I've said that.
oh my gosh, she's amazing. But yeah, Bill's story should be a novel. It should be a movie. It should be all of it.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Adam and I keep saying, like, this is bigger than us. This is like Providence. Something's going on here. We go and set the camera up and this happens. But the fact that Bill all of that worked out. The odds of that working out are crazy.
Mm.
He was literally the first person we filmed. My daughter Emma and I flew out there to film him. We didn't have any money. We raised some money on GoFundMe, and it's like a huge risk. And then I'm driving to his house with my daughter Emma, and I'm like, this is bad parenting. Like, I don't even know who this guy is. He's some dude I met on the internet, and we're going to knock on his door. But the fact that it worked out, because a lot of people will try carnivore or a proper human diet or even keto, and they'll fall off.
Right.
Here we are 2 years later. Not only has he stuck to it strictly, he also started his own YouTube channel, and that's
Wow.
kept him motivated and kept other people motivated. And he was so shy. Like you said earlier, Rebekah, me too. I never would have been on live streams like this talking in front of people. I would rather be shelled up in the house and avoiding people. And Bill was that times 100. Just no desire. And now he's on his YouTube channel talking to people, and he's in the documentary, and yeah, inspiring a lot of people.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. So what's it like for you, Rebekah? You found incredible healing. You're coaching people. What's it like for you when you coach someone similar to Bill, like someone that is on the precipice, they're desperate, they're hopeless, and now they've turned their life around?
It's the greatest privilege. I'm just a small part in their journey. Everyone has a story written. Everyone's created with a purpose. Everyone has a story, and I'm just walking alongside them for a very short season. When you look at their life, it's a very short season, and I'm just so honored to be a part of that. It's a very intimate and personal thing for people, one, to be so transparent and open up their deepest, darkest struggles. And to go through that healing with them, even just to be a small part of it. There are some people where we don't have long enough to work together, but I planted a seed. And then I see them, now they're an influencer on Instagram and they're coaching people. It's like, oh my gosh, I started that. I was a part of the start anyways. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it can be heavy. I share a lot of burdens with people, and it can be heavy, but I think I've been blessed to be able to do that and kind of, it's not my burden to carry, but I am there holding their hand, walking alongside them. So it's a privilege. It's an honor. And it also it's so inspiring to me. And just that a lot of people reach out to me because they just want someone who will understand what they're going through. Yeah. They don't want to talk to someone who doesn't get it. And I think some people honestly will pay me for a coaching program just to talk to someone who can relate, because they need that. Yeah. And so I hope to encourage them and train them up to where they can now be someone like that for someone else. And it's just something that keeps spreading. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. The ripple effect with this is it's crazy.
Yeah.
I love how you said that though, too. It's like, you're a small part. You're probably a much larger part than you realize, but I like how you said that too, because I've had people say that to me, like, oh, what you did for Bill. And I'm like, I've got more from Bill than I ever did for him.
Right.
Bill did the hard work that most people would never do. Bill put in all the effort and all of the work. I'm blessed that I was there as a small part of it, but I also appreciate what you said about the burden of it sometimes, because I can feel that. I feel like you're probably very empathetic, and you can kind of feel these when you hear someone talking or you see Bill's story. You can, instead of just hearing it, you can kind of feel it, and that can be tough when you hear these stories over and over and over again. It can be very heavy.
It's only heavy when the person is not willing to move forward. Some people just want to suffer, and that's when it really stings, because it's like, I don't know what else I can do for you other than pray. Yeah. But that's why I'm really intentional. Like I really only do one-on-one with people who are ready to invest, who are ready to make changes. They're ready. And so it's usually a beautiful thing to even carry their burdens, because it's part of the healing process. And I know that there's a good ending, and then we get to experience it together. So most of the time it's not a heavy thing, but it does just require like trust in a higher power. I'm not their God. I am a small part, and I need to keep it in that perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that you're giving them this tool in their toolbox, if they decide not to use the tool, at least they have the tool. When I was suffering for so long with depression, I would have given anything for this as an additional tool besides just more and more medication. So I always keep that in mind with people too. Like sometimes you could just say your part, give them the tool, and then unfortunately, some of them have to hit rock bottom, but at least they have that as an option. But
Exactly.
on the brighter side, yeah, on the brighter side, the thing that's incredible is like you help someone, and oftentimes it's for something immediate. Like I've got type 2 diabetes or depression, but I think what goes unnoticed sometimes, like you helping someone, is the long term. People don't think about the long term. I really feel like if you're eating this way now and you fix your diabetes, that's wonderful for your diabetes, but they're probably going to live 20 or 30 years longer and live a good, happy life thriving instead of having diabetes or getting Alzheimer's or mobility issues or cancer even from being chronically inflamed for years and years. We oftentimes, I don't think we think about that enough, and it's kind of a really powerful long-term why.
So true. And I do tell them that at the end of our time together, maybe they're like, all these things improved. Actually, I had a client, she still had chronic pain, but she reversed Hashimoto's. She got off of her depression medication that she had been on almost a lifetime. She did incredible things in 90 days, but she still had some pain. And I just told her, this thing keeps getting better and better. I'm still feeling better and better. Yeah. That's how our bodies we're functioned and created to thrive. And so that is a great perspective, is that if you just stick with it, it will get better and better. I don't doubt that anything is uncurable. I'm not even concerned about that. Sometimes people just get locked into this timeline, expectations, unrealistic expectations, and timelines can be something that I just have to remind people. You have to be realistic, but it does get better and better.
Yeah. Someone told me that early on, and I'm like, there's no way. I feel so good now. How can it get better? But it's true. It's only gotten better. And the other thing that supports that is everyone that I've interviewed that's been eating a proper human diet long term, they're like, I want to be like that person when I grow up, like Rancher Maggie in the trailer.
She is so inspiring, incredible.
Yeah. Everyone I know that's been doing this for many years, like a decade or longer, they just have incredible energy. They're so happy. They're just thriving. We were joking. We want to make a T-shirt. I want to be like Maggie when I grow up. It's just incredible, her energy. So
yeah, awesome.
Well, maybe we'll show trailer number 2 now. I'm more excited for you to see this one, Rebekah, because you're a big part of this one. Just a quick disclaimer: when you do a documentary movie, you often have several trailers, teasers, things like that. We're going to be having a third one that is more of the traditional trailer that is meant for the general public that maybe isn't that familiar with keto or carnivore. That's to try to get people into the seats. This one we're about to show you, we kind of did more for a lot of the amazing donors and supporters of the project because they've been supporting us for a long time. They're like, what's going on? This is taking a while. Well, we filmed 60 people all over the world. It took a long time. Several people we follow over the course of a year. So that takes a long time. You've got to wait a year to film in between.
Wow.
I've only been carnivore a little over 2 years, so it really hasn't been that long, but that's part of the purpose of this trailer is to show the scope of this project. So I guess without further ado,
before we do that, Gary, real quick, Rebekah, how can people contact you if they're looking for coaching?
Mainly my email, Rebekah@TailoredKetoHealth. You can do it through my email, my website, which is tailoredketo.health, or Instagram. If you're interested, just shoot me a message or email, and then I will send you the information. It's just me. I don't have a team, and I'm very good at responding.
Awesome.
She is. She's very good at responding.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, here we go. Trailer 2.
When I walk into a grocery store and see thousands of items on the shelf, that does not register in my brain as food. And of course it's not. This has never been food to any human being for the entirety of human history.
We've been soaking up the wrong information for so long.
Everything I thought I knew about nutrition turned out to be wrong. And it doesn't take that long to figure it out if you look at the actual science.
Your body, even though you feel like it betrayed you years ago, you actually betrayed it.
I was following the rules and getting sicker for it.
I was hopeless. I was really hopeless, and I thought, yeah, this is the way it's going to be.
I don't think I would have made it. I honestly don't. I mean, I was 69 pounds, almost hooked up to a feeding tube.
I probably had 30 days left until I was dead.
My thought was, I'm going to die, and I'm not going to have a chance to tell everybody that I love them one last time.
That's just more pills and more pills and more pills and more sickness and more disease.
I look at people now on the street and I see them not doing well, and I just wonder what the food that they're eating is doing to them.
We're learning from our past way of eating that somehow we're damaging disease.
I want to live in a world where every doctor is not managing disease, but trying to get to the root cause of why people are sick in the first place.
That's what being a doctor's all about, isn't it? Being able to take somebody who's got no hope and give them hope. And it's a real hope. It's a true hope. It's not a false hope. I'm not interested in any other profession.
There you go, right in my face. Perfect. I just remember being so excited about being alive again.
Changing my diet, absolutely saved my life.
Plain and simple, I would not be here today.
I have my life back.
It was like with a new lens, new eyes, was using them for the first time.
Even though I'm 5.5 years in, I still wake up feeling impressed.
I felt the best I ever felt in my life.
I never thought I'd have a life. I really thought my life was over. And if I hadn't have found this lifestyle, that I would not be sitting here with you today. No way.
I'm 82 years old, which is just a chronological number.
Pull yourself up, you swing your leg over and you're over.
It's not healthcare, it's sick care. We don't need doctors if we're eating properly. We don't need medication. Wow. That one has me pumped. I want to go eat a steak now. That was awesome. I'm super honored too. I'm super honored to be in there. But, there are some faces that I don't recognize. So I'm excited to watch the documentary and learn more about them, follow their stories.
Yeah, we've got a good mix of the good doctors that a lot of people recognize. But most of what our documentary is about is the individuals. And
that's what I love. It's real people. It's not just the carnivore celebrities who are real people and they have real stories and they earned their platforms, but it's just a really good mixture of people that you guys selected. And I want to learn more. I want to get to know them more. I want to be inspired by them. So I'm super stoked. Beautiful.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, that was our big thing we did differently is we're really focused on the individual story because that's what inspired me. I want to be able to have something I can send to a brother or a neighbor and say, hey, you got type 2 diabetes. Go watch this. This guy's got type 2 diabetes. And there's lots of good documentaries that focus all on the science, but I don't think you can inspire someone to find healing through science. You can always debate the science, but if you can resonate with Bill Knott or someone else in the documentary, I think that's much more powerful. So that's really where we're focused. It's funny what you said about the doctors too, the experts we have. It was almost more interesting hearing their personal stories. I love all the doctors, they're great, but quite a few of them, they're their personal journey, finding this and what it did for them personally was almost more interesting to me than having them on as an expert to talk about the science of it. So.
Same here. I've heard Ken Berry's story, personal story. I'd love to hear it again because there's always new bits and pieces. And then I really haven't heard much about Anthony Chaffee's personal story. So also looking forward to that.
So the problem that we've had is we film so much, you can only fit so much into a documentary. So the best of the best is going in the documentary, but then we're doing a series afterwards where we'll have an episode all about autoimmune disorders, all about cancer. Hopefully, if we can. This is all crowdfunded, so if we don't run out of money with the documentary, then we're going to do that. But after that, that will be on health issues, an episode for every major health issue. So then you have a loved one with depression. Here's a whole episode on that.
That's so amazing. Yes.
But then after that, we want to go even one level further and kind of what you were just talking about and have a whole episode on each of the individuals. So people are like, I really like Rebekah. I want to learn more about her. have a whole episode of just your story, a whole episode of Dr. Barry's story by itself, and so on. So
wow,
that's the plan. We've actually filmed quite a bit for all of that. Like we filmed so much for the main documentary that we have enough for the series for a couple parts of the different episodes. But once we're done editing and getting done with the movie, we're hoping to move into the episodes in the series more.
430 hours. So.
Wow. I'm so impressed. Honestly, I was impressed at how quickly you guys got this out, because you're literally traveling the world. And putting this together looks beautiful. Oh yeah, I sincerely have been really impressed, honestly. I think people just don't understand everything that goes into it. And it's like you guys have been nonstop doing this. And that takes such a sacrifice. And I really appreciate that. I see you for sure. I am moved by it, because it's going to change so many lives. It really is. It's a gift to humanity.
That's well, thank you so much for saying that. That is very meaningful for us, because, well, people are excited about the documentary, so they want it. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people don't understand. And it's like, we filmed 60 people. It's only been a little less than 2 years, and a couple of people we followed over a year. So it's like, you got to wait a year. Like, just the simple math, that takes a long time. But the big reason too, that I'm telling people that they just don't understand is, we didn't have like, here's $500,000, go film this documentary.
Right.
We had no money, and we had to raise a little bit, film, and then we were out of money again. And then, so we did like a 24-hour live stream, and we were like scratching and fighting for every penny we could to continue filming. So a lot of it was just stop and go, where if we had all the money up front, we probably would have been a little bit quicker. But
yeah, I think that makes it even, honestly, it makes it even more rich, because when you earn something like that and you fight for it, you just put that much more into the details.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, even just meeting you guys in person and, you know, just being around you, I was like, these guys are passionate about this. You're not just like, hey, let's put on a movie and make some money. No, you're like, this is like on my life calling, and you were doing it because you're called to do it out of your hearts. And that is, so I think honestly, not having all the money and resources up front, it really keeps you guys super genuine, super driven, and just in the moment. That's my personal belief. I'm always grateful to, you know, really have to work for what I earn.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we're a lot more efficient that way as well, if we just had a bunch of money up front. And the other thing that's really cool with it is, unfortunately, a lot of documentaries that get out wide scale, they're bought and paid for. They're purchased Beyond Meat or something sponsoring them, so the whole thing is biased, and we've been able to avoid that. It hasn't been easy, but we're just sharing the truth, good or bad, whatever the truth is. We don't have a bias or some corporate sponsor that's steering the narrative at all. So
Amen.
Well, this has been great, Rebekah. You are awesome. Your story is incredible. We're so thankful and honored that you were willing to share it as well, because it's a huge part of the documentary and healing humanity. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much. I love you both. I support you all the way. I will be sure to just keep blasting this, because the world needs it for sure. I'm so grateful.
We appreciate it. And huge congratulations again. That's amazing. What a miracle.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations to you and your growing family. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you to those that are watching with us today. Thank you for sharing, and just thank you for being you and being awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and one last thing I completely forgot to mention. For anyone that's watching, if you want to watch the trailer again, or if you want to share it, that's the best way you can help us out, is just keep sharing the trailer. You just go to healinghumanity.movie. There's a link on there. You can share it. You can sign up for our free email newsletter, and then we'll notify you when the next trailer is ready and when the documentary is ready, where you can watch it, all of those things. And if you feel like donating or purchasing our Healing Humanity shirts, all of that money goes 100% towards the documentary. I don't get a paycheck. So if you're interested in supporting the future series or any of that, you can do all of that at healinghumanity.movie. All right. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Rebekah. Thank you, Adam. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
You too.